After a considerable career in Detroit as a commercial artist, and 2 years studying in the design department at Cranbrook Academy of Art, Ed Fella emerged in the 1990s as one of graphic design's most influential practitioners. Not only did Fella's work prefigure the millennial explosion of expressive typography, but his work paved the way for a reintegration of vernacular forms into the global design vocabulary. Fella's work, alongside manifold sociological forces, was a critical component in breaking the nearly 40-year stranglehold European modernism held on American graphic design. In 1989, Fella's work was outlaw, transgressive, and inscrutable outside of the Cranbrook Design Department discourse. In some very real ways, the isolation of Cranbrook Design, situated not in New York or Los Angeles, but rather among the decaying grandeur of the perpetually falling giant Detroit, existed in its own unique intellectual biome. Through this isolation, Cranbrook Design became subject to the law of genetic divergence. A population over time, isolated from its ancestral species, accumulates genetic mutations. In essence, Cranbrook Design has produced its own very unique intellectual flora and fauna. Among the rare early species, we find Ed Fella. Fella's work is an archetypal example of anti-mastery. In the most traditional sense, artistic development follows a difficult path from unskilled neophyte to mastery. In a rare number of instances, the artist pushes beyond mastery to a condition of anti-mastery. Fella's work is an archetypal example of the formalist avant-garde design art object. Formalist avant-garde work resists commodification. This rejection is one of the major ways that this type of work differentiates itself from the historical avant-garde of Rodchenko, Lizinsky. In 1989, as a young New York practitioner, my absolute inability to reconcile, categorize, or comprehend Fella's work drew me like an inescapable gravitational field from New York to Cranbrook Design, a bastion of Midwestern intellectualism alone in a sea of the European modern, brilliantly led by Catherine and Michael McCoy. One small component of the brilliance of the McCoys involved an uncanny ability to draw to Cranbrook a seemingly endless array of intellectual and formal renegades, rugged individualists, raconteurs, outsiders, freaks, geeks, and weirdos. Through this isolation, Cranbrook Design became subject to the law of genetic divergence. Cranbrook Design has produced its own and elicit from them the belief that they could achieve and establish themselves as global players. As artist-in-residence and head of the two-dimensional design department at the Academy for the past 15 years, I've worked to cultivate and protect these historical conditions while building into the discourse new critical tools and urgently rethink nearly every aspect of the pedagogy. In 2016, we again see an incredibly vibrant Cranbrook Design biome, which, among many others, includes the work of Cleon Peterson. Keetra Dixon. Beverly Fresh.
My name is Beverly Fresh, not Beverly.
Wesley Taylor, Complex Movements. Benjamin Santiago. Aya Kawabata. Nicole Killian. In the anti-mastery of Edfella's work, we can still see the residue of years dedicated to the craft of the picture plane. Recently, I asked Ed to produce a piece that he'd like printed by me in the lab here at Cranbrook Design. Over the course of the past 10 days, I worked with Edfella to produce in the print lab here at Cranbrook an edition of 20 22 by 30 inch 2-color prints. The edition is on archival 100% cotton American Masters paper with a deckled edge, and each print is signed and numbered by the artist. How to Make a Formalist Avant-Garde Design Art Object, Episode 21, was referenced in this video. To explore this subject matter further, click on the link above.